dear colleagues and my dear students, myself Dr. P.K. Verma, in continuation with the topics of biotechnology, I have discussed three topics earlier. These were the introduction of biotechnology that also contained the tools of biotechnology and the common laboratory methods such as density gradient centrifugation, ultracentrifugation, electrophoresis, etc. Then I discussed about the restriction endonuclease enzyme and the methods of isolation of DNA and the DNA fragment containing genes. Recovery of a gene from any source is a time-taking, costly, and very ingenious method. In addition, we cannot recover large amount of any DNA or any gene. Therefore, we need amplification of the copies of the gene so that in future required number of genes can be obtained. It is done by two methods. One is called gene cloning by using a cloning vector, and the other is polymerase chain reaction. In this session, I shall discuss cloning vector. It is a very technical matter and the students are needed to give full attention what I am discussing, what I am saying. Of course, such technical subjects need a strong background of molecular biology, and in this case, particularly the bacterial genetics, bacterial behavior, and the bacterial chromosomes and plasmids. A DNA vector is a DNA molecule that has the ability to replicate in an appropriate host cell and into which the DNA fragment to be cloned, called DNA insert, is integrated for cloning. For this purpose, most commonly a bacterial host is used, and for DNA insertion, a plasmid DNA is taken. Thus, it is like a vehicle of desired DNA fragment or the passenger DNA, which can be transferred into another host and can replicate independently either for multiplication of the gene carried by it or to express itself. In bacteria, there is a main chromosome and there are one or more plasmids. Normally, when cell divides, only the main chromosome or the larger circular DNA replicates, but the DNA of plasmid replicates lately. In many cases, because of a smaller size, the rate of division of plasmid is faster. So, in one cycle, 2 or 4 or 8 copies of the plasmid can be made. So these plasmids are used as vector of the gene insert or DNA insert, and by multiplication of the copies of plasmid, the DNA inserted in it is also multiplied. So multiplication of the gene is one objective, and sometimes the gene can be expressed inside the host cell. So there are two purposes of inserting DNA into a DNA vector. The former vector is called cloning vector. Former means what? That vector that is used to make copies of the DNA insert, that is recombinant DNA. And the latter is called expression vector. When the host cell is used to express the gene in terms of the polypeptide chain, it is called expression vector. A good vector has following properties. When vector is made, there is some manipulations, there is some modification in the structure of the plasmid. So it must have the following properties. The first property, the vector must have a site called origin of replication or ORI site or origin, where the two strands of DNA separate and the replication fork is formed. DNA replication starts at this site. All bacterial DNA, which are circular in nature, have one such site, and the whole DNA acts as one unit of replication or the replicon. So while making a vector, this site origin of replication should remain intact. It should not be damaged anyhow, otherwise the plasmid will not replicate. The second important property is it should be able to replicate autonomously from the main chromosome of the host so that it can generate multiple copies of itself in a single generation of cell. I have said that most plasmids have high rate of cell division, high rate of replication. So in one cycle, if it replicates once, 2 copies will be made. If it replicates twice, 4 copies will be made. And in this way, if it has high ability of replication autonomously, there will be more and more copies of the gene along with the plasmid. It should be easily introduced into the host cell, either by transformation of the host with the vector, should be easy. What is transformation? If in the culture medium a DNA fragment is mixed, some of them enter into the host cell and become integrated into the main chromosome or the plasmid. So the host must have the ability to become transformed. Naturally, only 3 species, Streptococcus pneumoniae, Bacillus subtilis, and Haemophilus influenzae, have been found to undergo transformation reaction, but in laboratory, Escherichia coli is used as host cell and it is not naturally transformable. So a small amount of calcium chloride is mixed, that being hygroscopic water absorbing chemical, makes pour through the cell wall of E. coli and these pores help in the transfer of DNA from the medium into the cell. When the objective is gene transfer, it should have ability to integrate either itself or the DNA insert or alien DNA it carries into the genome of the host cell. So just entry of the DNA into the host cell is not sufficient. It must become integrated into the host cell's DNA. A vector should have sufficient target sites for the restriction endonuclease so that it may cut at a site other than important functional gene so that the DNA insert can integrate it without disrupting any essential function of the vector. Now imagine an alien DNA is introduced into the host cell and it becomes integrated at a site where an important gene is present and the structure of that gene is affected by transformation. So it will disrupt the physiology of the host cell. Therefore, the target should be somewhere else in some non-essential part of the chromosome, and therefore in most cases the target is selected a plasmid DNA, not the main chromosome of the host cell. Plasmids have no essential gene for the physiology of the host cell. Now just see a diagram. You have two DNA molecules. It is the host cell's own DNA molecule, that is a plasmid. An endonuclease restriction enzyme breaks it into two parts, and at both of them CCC terminals are added. In this case, the breakage is blunt, such as by Hind2 enzyme. In the alien DNA, at both terminals, GGG is added. In both the strand, at the 3' or at the 5', GGG is added. So this GGG is complementary to CCC, and therefore the two molecules will become paired to each other in this way. You can see the G forms hydrogen bond with C at both the terminals, and with the help of the enzyme DNA ligase, the two broken terminals become attached and a larger DNA containing this alien part of DNA is formed. Now it serves as a vector. In this way, the vector is formed. So there must be insertion or sticky terminals. If sticky terminals are not made, it should be created with the help of the terminal nucleotide transferase enzyme. The vector must contain essential control element such as promoter and operator so that the DNA insert can be expressed whenever needed. In case if the cloning is done for the purpose of expression, that is, it serves as expression vector. In that case, it is essential that the controlling elements, the promoter operator, must be there before the gene. The cells transformed with the vector molecule containing the DNA insert should be identifiable from the transformed by vectors alone and those two should be selectable. Normally, a simple line is used. They must have a selectable marker. That is, when the DNA is inserted and transformation occurs, the experimenter must know which sample of bacteria is transformed and which is not transformed. So for transformation, a marker should be used. If there is transformation, one particular property is observed. If there is no transformation, another property is observed. So the differentiation of the two bacteria transformed and non-transformed can be made easily with the use of a selectable marker. You will see it with an example. Now the most common cloning vector used in many of the laboratory is the PBR322. It is a plasmid vector developed by Bolivar Rodriguez, and therefore the name is PBR. It contains two suitable marker genes. One is the resistance for ampicillin and another is resistance for tetracycline. So the alien DNA must be inserted either in the region of ampicillin resistance or in the region of tetracycline resistance. After transformation, resistance is lost, and that can help differentiating the transformed from the non-transformed bacteria. When a vector is used to propagate DNA in a suitable host, it is named as cloning vector. But when a vector is designed for expression of the character, that is production of the protein specific for DNA insert, it is named as expression vector. It will be discussed later on. In addition to the various properties found in the cloning vector, the expression vector must have regulatory element, regulator, promoter and operator. But cloning vector does not need it. Now what are the various types of cloning vectors? The most common one is the E. coli vector. In case of a bacterial host such as E. coli, there is a main chromosome along with more than one plasmid DNA. One such plasmid is called R plasmid because it contains resistance against antibiotics. Each plasmid has, and the main chromosome also have, own origin of replication. DNA can be inserted into main chromosome as well as in plasmid, but most commonly the plasmid is used. If the plasmid has property to replicate independently of the main chromosome, many copies of it can be formed without waiting for the cell division. So a DNA inserted in such plasmid will also replicate to form many copies. Therefore, such plasmids are better useful for multiplication of desired gene or the recombinant DNA in the polymerase chain reaction. In E. coli K12 strain, cloning vector PBR322 has two resistance to antibiotics, ampicillin and tetracycline. These genes act as marker gene. This strain of bacterium can be cultured in a medium containing either or both these antibiotics. But those without these genes will die in presence of the antibiotic. So if there is transformation of any one of the gene, they will die in one or another antibiotic containing medium. It has many sites for action of the restriction enzyme like BAM-H1, CLA1, EcoR1, HindD3, PVU1 and PVU2, PST1 and SAL1. In the region of tetracycline resistance, BAM-H1 can cut the DNA apart and a DNA fragment or recombinant DNA can be inserted. So if there is transformation, this tetracycline resistance gene will be damaged. So the transformed plasmid will continue to resist ampicillin but not tetracycline. It can still be selected out from the non-transformed bacteria when plated in the culture medium containing tetracycline. It is a technical matter for colony separation whether it is transformed or not transformed. The vector containing recombinant DNA will not grow in medium containing tetracycline. So they can be isolated and a pure culture can be made for their multiplication. So treatment of tetracycline will be the test to observe which bacteria is transformed and which one is not transformed. Now see the structure of this PBR. Ampicillin resistance gene is in this site and tetracycline resistance gene is in another site. You can see the labeling of enzymes that have restriction site in this region. These are BAM-H1 and SAL1 in the tetracycline region and PST1 in the ampicillin region. PVR also act in this region. Another important plasmid that act as cloning vector belongs to PUC series. It was developed in the University of California. It was created by Joachim Messing and co-workers in 1985. PUC19 contain ampicillin resistance gene and origin derived from PBR322, but it also contains the lac operons Z-cystron derived from E. coli. So here is a manipulation. The marker is from the main chromosome of the lac operon, only the one cystron, Z-cystron is derived from it. This Z-cystron is responsible for synthesis of enzyme beta-galactosidase. So if this cystron is damaged, this enzyme would not be formed. Whether it is functional or not is tested by its action over X-gal, the 5-bromo-4-chloro-3-indolyl beta-D-galactopyronoside. Here isopropyl thiogalactoside IPTC is used as inducer of the operon, but lactose is not used. So when the enzyme is active, enzyme is synthesized by Z-cystron. The X-gal will break, forming the bromochloro indolyl group and bromochlorohydroxyindole will be formed. It turns blue by formation of dimer and the color is intense blue just like the indigo. So the non-transformed bacteria gives intense blue color, whereas the transformed bacteria does not give this color. And in this way, the transformed and non-transformed bacteria are differentiated. This is the structure. Here the lac Z operon is cut from the main chromosome and attached. Only the Z cistron is here along with the promoter umbrator site, and ampicillin resistance gene is also present. In addition to the bacterial plasmid, there are cosmid vectors. In the PBR plasmid, a lambda segment is added that contains the cohesive site or cos site. It gives a certainty that the transformation will occur because of cos site helps in attachment of the external DNA into the plasmid. It has a 38 to 52 kilobase long DNA. Like the plasmids, the cosmid have origin of replication, unique restriction sites, selectable marker, and the DNA insert. They can accommodate up to 45 kilobase long DNA insert. Another is phasmid vector. Phasmid means bacteriophage containing vector. These vectors are shortened linear lambda genome containing DNA replication and lytic function in addition to the cos segment. In the middle non-functional segment, a linear plasmid with intact replication module is inserted. In practice, several copies of plasmids are inserted randomly to increase the length more than 38 kilobases, which is the minimum length required for packing of the lambda particle, that is lambda virus. For constructing the recombinant DNA, one or more copies of plasmids are replaced by the DNA inserts. It can infect the E. coli and behave as plasmid at low temperature but as a viral particle at high temperature. In plant also, viruses like Agrobacterium tumefaciens and Agrobacterium rhizogenes are used as the vector of DNA. These vectors have a segment called tDNA into which the alien DNA is inserted in the non-essential region. The Agrobacterium can infect all dicotyledonous plants in their roots and cause insertion of this tDNA region carrying DNA insert, T for tumor formation, thus resulting into transformation. However, this vector cannot be used in monocot plants. Bacterial artificial chromosome or BACs are made. These are like plasmids and cosmids, but they bear the element of F plasmid, that is the fertility factor of E. coli. They can accommodate DNA insert about 300 to 350 base pairs, a short DNA length. Because of this F plasmid, the bacteria carrying BAC plasmid performs conjugation and convert F minus bacteria into F plus cell. Similarly, yeast artificial chromosome or YACs are made. This is an eukaryotic cell. Yeast cell is Saccharomyces cerevisiae, a fungus. It can have a lambda prophage, and therefore vector for yeast also have been developed. These vectors contain the telomeric sequence, centromere and autonomously replicating sequence from the yeast chromosome. When YAC is less than 20 kilobase, the centromeric function is unable to control copy number during mitosis, so that several copies of YAC accumulates in the cell itself. YAC with about 150 kilobases length behave like a normal yeast chromosome. For animals also many vectors are being developed. For example, SV40 and PV and BPV vector, retrovirus vector, etc. So you have learnt about a number of vectors, but remember, at least you must know about the PBR322 and the PUC19 or any other of this series vector. These are common cloning vectors. Thank you very much.